Welcome everyone to Zhuzh Up Your Look with Passionate Color. My name is Lynn Templey, your acclaimed Queen of Color. What does zhuzh mean? I can hear you saying. Good question. It is actually a word that I created back in the fabulous, totally fabulous Halozen fashion days. It literally popped into my head when I was adding the final touches to styling. And I thought, I'm zhuzhing. That's the word, zhuzh. Initially, I used it for adding a little bit of flair to an uninspiring top with a gorgeous scarf brooch embellishments. And then zhuzh took on a life of its own. And I began zhuzhing everything I could lay my hands on. Even my adorable dog, Charlie Girl, with pink flamingo sunglasses. More of that later. I am delighted to present 3 color elements that will ensure that you are confident in your Zoom room. You will absolutely inspire your viewers. I spent many years in the international fashion industry in London, and now I'm president of Colore Design. I say Colore because I absolutely love Italy, and color is Italian. Colore is Italian for color. My company is based in beautiful Vancouver. My company specializes in zhuzhing up your look with passionate color. And during this presentation, I want to take you on an adventure where you will find colors that inspire you to become more confident. But first, a little of me as a child. My formative years were spent in the tiny village of north of England. All, and I mean all, my family was scientists. Indeed, my parents met over a Bunsen burner, but I was a wild child and hated wearing my mother's homemade, sorry mum, drab dresses and ridiculous bows in my unruly hair. To be au contraire, my escape must have been color. I have always loved bright colors and was literally the only artistic one in my family, apart from 3 spinster great aunts, all accomplished artists in different ways. Obviously, it is from them that I inherited my passion for color. And after a degree in fine arts, I launched myself into the fabulous world of fashion, where color reigned. During my years in fashion, I experienced the intoxicating effect of color on design. I was inspired by the fashion capitals, Paris, New York, but most especially Milan. Milano. The colors in Italy are truly spectacular. International fashion exudes gorgeous, beautiful, rich color. And voila, my dream was launched to inform the world about how color can literally transform our lives. I'm now going to ask you a few questions about your perception of me wearing black. The following are the answers from a live audience. What feelings come to mind when you see me wearing black? Serious was one answer. What type of personality might I have? Quiet. What do I do for a living? An undertaker. A realtor? A businesswoman. What is my favorite animal? A rat. A hyena. A gentleman suggested a hyena. I'm not quite sure why, but one takes everything that one gets offered, so fine. What sports do I like? Triathlon. Again, I'm not sure. I suppose it would be because triathlons involve lots of dedication, stick to it, and don't finish until you've done all the 3 elements. And am I an extrovert or an introvert? An introvert. Am I a passionate person? No. I will go and change my look. As you can clearly see, I am now wearing color. And so please tell me what you think. Much as we did when you saw me wearing black, all black. Now I'm wearing all color. So what feelings come to mind when you see me wearing color? And these are some of the answers. The tropics, woo! Wouldn't I like to be there right now? It's not bad in Vancouver. What type of personality might I have? Outgoing, joyful, adventurous were some of the answers. What do I do for a living? I'm a designer, I'm a broadcaster on television. What is my favorite animal? A horse, a giraffe, interesting, a giraffe, a hummingbird. I love hummingbirds, and horses are my absolute favorite animals. So that one's spot on. What sports are like? Skydiving. Yes. I can fly an airplane. Actually learned to fly in Tony Kaufman's neck of the woods in Texas. There you go. Am I an extrovert or an introvert? I don't know. What do you guys think? Everybody seemed to think I was an extrovert. Am I a passionate person? Absolutely, they said. And number one, Zoom room, life, color changes, and mood. I should begin with positing a few questions, just for you basically to think about for when we work together. So what is your favorite and least favorite color and why? Does anyone know that the three primary colors, pigments, are red, green, and blue, and secondary, black and white, and gray, technically not a color? Do you wear your favorite color? And if not, why not? Are you afraid of color? It's your fear that we're going to address. Color changes throughout our lives. And the reason color changes, it actually begs more questions than answers. See, some examples are, why do we rarely dress our children in black? Why do we stop wearing color? We were often attracted to bright colors as children, like fairgrounds and circuses. And are we still? Take today for me, finally it's sunny. It's actually not quite so sunny now, but it was. And all the colors literally pop. The most basic example of color elevating your mood. Do you ever look at a gray or black scene and think, wow, now that's inspiring. Woo, I feel really happy now, LOL. And interesting enough, at what point do children turn away from color because their parents stop dressing them in color? I see that so often in North America, children are in color, teenagers in rebellious black, a bit of black hair, but all black, and finally adults in gray and neutrals, and a constant black. I find it fascinating to look at the cultural consideration of color. For example, India versus Hasidic Jews, and typically, of course, Hasidic Jews are all dressed in black with some white. And further, African and South American countries are seemingly always so colorful, singing, dancing, and smiling. You know, smiling throughout our lives. If color makes you smile for that reason alone, it should be brought into enactment in some way. Indeed, studies have shown that we feel color more than we see it, which I was reading about again recently. It's fascinating to me. And I honestly, my sense is that it's so true that we do feel color. We absorb it more than we actually see it. And previously, as an interior designer, I used color to create different moods in different rooms. So a mood for this room, a mood for that room. And actually, when I lived in Point Grey, it's a lovely area, not far from me. I was, this was back, this is late 90s. I was completely obsessed with faux work. If you sat still for long enough, you were faux painted. But it's, people loved it. And of course, it evokes all the moods that I want. talking to my, passion for Italy. I had Corinthian columns, which I painted, and cherubs, on and on. So that was an obsession, but a healthy one. Amongst many other, color can inspire, energize, and calm, and will do exactly the same for your wardrobe. As you can see, I am inspired by my wardrobe. I'm energized by it. So channel the power of color into your outfits and see what happens. Number 2, Zoom room. Find your perfect Zoom room colors. I should begin with the fact that black and white are not a good choice to wear in your Zoom room. Black absorbs the light in the summer and it makes you feel hotter. If you ever I see these people, especially young people in the summer jogging and doing whatever, the streets, and they're all dressed in black, and the sweat is more from the black absorbing the light than it is from any exercise. Anyway, and white reflects the light, as we all know. However, white is a really, really good accent color. And I have here a top that just shows you that, as opposed to the pink, it sets off the colors, in my jackets. So that's really good one to know, but never, ever, ever all white on its own. Not a good idea. Well, I would like to talk about the difference between photographs and how one presents in black and white, and then color. This photograph that we're looking at is of me in black and white. I know I'm smiling, and that's because I have to. But typically, you see, there's nothing inspiring, or very little. The visuals, yes, they're okay, but you don't see them because color makes the visuals pop. Trying to look serious for a while, I'm not good at that. So yes, so I am smiling, but this image would not elicit from most people a smile because it literally is black and white. So there's nothing sensual, there's nothing that really inspires the beholder to get excited about it. Now we're seeing the exact same picture, and trust me, honestly, believe me even, I'm smiling, not just because I'm smiling in the picture as you saw it in black and white, just because the color evokes this mood of happiness, of like, whoa, it just, you can't really look at so much color and not be moved, not feel the edge to, like, it's very difficult for me to put a straight face on. So yes, this is a beautiful example of somebody, me in this case, wearing black and surrounded by absolutely beautiful color. Right, so this photograph is of me belly dancing, except I'm not actually belly dancing, but I'm all dressed, to all intents and purpose, in black and white. And there's nothing, belly dancing is all about the movement, the color, the richness, the texture. There's none of that in this photograph. It is literally a black and white photograph. It could be of anything, but it's, yes. So this is a classic example of a black and white photograph. Imagine if you were in the Zoom room and how people would react to you. It just would be, oh yes, right, there she is, that's good, yes, and on to the next. Now you see me in color. This is actually my hip scarf on my head, but just the red, as I mentioned earlier on in my presentation, how white will actually pop a color. So this is a good instance of wearing a white on Zoom, although it's actually too much white for the Zoom room, but at least it demonstrates how you pop the red in the head attire. And of course, in color, in that gorgeous, rich, dark, almost like a burgundy red, it really, really shows up as compared to when you saw it in black and white. Whereas it was dead then, now it's come to life. That's what color does. Amazing and simple. Right, so I am in front of an exquisitely beautiful print. It's a red rose. but you can't see that. You just see a rose, and I'm wearing a nondescript dress because you can't see the color. And I'm emoting, but it seems like I'm not emoting. It's just flat. It's completely flat. All the nuances and all the richness of color is it just, when it's not there, when it's devoid of color, colors, plural, it doesn't sing. It doesn't do anything to stimulate you. It doesn't embellish how you're feeling. It doesn't elevate your mood. It just leaves you flat. Now you see me in, well, it's actually an orange red, but look at the gorgeous red of the rose behind, and it sets off the orange red of my dress, and it's vivacious. It does a lot for me. It brings me to life. I'm not this flat, image. I'm now beyond 3D. I'm 4D plus. It's just, I'm jumping out at the page. This is what I want you all to be thinking about when you're in the Zoom room. Again, it's that all-important connection. And when you see the color, you almost immediately connect. It's an emotion that's completely out of your control. So I can't say more than I can enough about wearing color. You see the difference between black and white and color. It is huge. So please, all of you, look to your wardrobes, and I will help you organize yourself to be the most picture perfect Zoom camera ready wearing color you can possibly ever imagine. I would like to point out that even evolved thinkers talk about the importance of color in your surroundings. But on Zoom webinars, etc., very often there is not a single color to be seen in either clothes or backgrounds. The only color I'll often see in Zoom rooms are dirty coffee cups, which is not really the kind of color I had in mind. I just have to make that point. So just that you know, dirty colored coffee cups not allowed, says Bossy Me. And so the colors. Red empowers and draws attention to the wearer. It is also associated with romance and passion, the perfect date color. A bit of an aside there, but anyway, still relevant. Orange, like red, draws attention and has positive energy, but unlike red, is more soothing. Yellow, sunny shades are perfect to cheer you and your viewer up on a bad day, associated with intelligence and inspiration. Yellow shades look particularly stunning on Black and Latin skin tones. I mean, I saw a beautiful Black lady the other day wearing this, almost actually this yellow here, a really bright yellow. And she, oh my God, she was absolutely stunning and beyond. And Latin skin tones too at what's well. Green, calm and soothing and connected to nature, refreshing, and reduces stress when you look at it. Blue is peaceful and calm, but a note here, it can also look cold and standoffish. So, and it's not just one shade of blue, a few shades of blue will do that. So that's to be mindful. It's not a great color to be wearing in the Zoom. I'm looking on my jacket here. I've got 2 shades of blue that I can see, and not bad, but it is cold. Yeah, cold and standoffish. So purple, regal and sophisticated and connected to creativity and luxury. Also spirituality and intuition. And I've noticed quite a few people since I've been doing my color presentations in the joint venture world online, that there are a lot of people, which is wonderful, in the spiritual world. And they, their websites feature, I've noticed, purple and mauve, and it's a it is a connecting color. And one of the colors of the chakras, of course, connected to your innate spirituality. And pink is associated with romance and happiness. Pink is calming. Even for 2021, the color of the year, the Pantone color in fashion anyway, was that bright, bright, bright pink. Now, I probably would suggest that that isn't particularly calming, but see, I've got purple here. I don't actually have. In the coat of many colors, I'm lacking pink. Might be one in my back. But yes, so generally speaking, those softer, cooler tones of pink are very calming. And white. If you are missing summer on a cold day, wear white. However, it is not a good choice for your Zoom look, as I've mentioned before. Black. Now, black can be good for an interview because it indicates seriousness and responsibility. However, like white, does not work in the Zoom room. Number 3, Zoom room, seasonal color chart. Essentially, the color chart has been around for years. I tend to utilize it as a very basic tool, preferring to use my own eye for color with my clients. In fact, an interesting point for me is that, and I utilized this a lot when I was doing mainstream interior design and specializing in color, because for my clients, I would put a few colors on the wall, and then I could explain to them that the nuances in the colors could be best suited with a specific color. And apparently I have a 4th cone. Most people have 3 cones, and that labels me as having tetrachromacy as opposed to 3 trichochromacy, which means that I have 4 distinct color perception channels, and I can pick up on the new dimensions and, more importantly, the nuances of color, which serves me in good stead for working with my clients, with you, hopefully, on exactly what shade is going to work with you, your skin tone, etc., etc. And apparently only 1% of the world have this. So there you go. The premise for the color chart is based on the 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. And 3 categories: light, soft, and cool. Your natural hair coloring, hair, skin, eyes, and hair combo either complement or contrast with what you wear. And the chart gives you a general idea, but I feel it is very important to experiment with colors and try them on in the Zoom room. Just get a sense. I mean, people are, my clients, I tend to find their, or even in these Zoom room of, events that I go to, just chatting to people, it's this fear of what looks good. But if you just go with your own intuition, and what feels comfortable is often what is going to look best on you. So just, wing it, just try it. And I can give you what I think would work best for you. And then with that, again, look at the nuances, look at the different color variations within one particular color. And as a side note, I technically am a cool summer, which has absolutely no reds. And red and orange are my favorite colors. Like no reds, so I can't possibly be a cool summer. I'm just passionate about red and orange, so scrap that one. But as I say, it's useful as a tool, and just to generally point you in the right direction of whether you are, which of the certainly which of the seasons you are. Which brings me to my favorite subject. Can anybody guess what it might be? Red. I recall the time on Collaborate just recently when I was in a breakout room on day 1 with a gentleman wearing a grayish top. I got passionate, as I always do, about wearing color on Zoom. The next day, he appeared wearing a red bomber jacket, and it was an orange red. Calm my beating heart. Everyone else in the room agreed 100%. Wow, this man, it was just absolutely. And I do have people actually who come into the Zoom rooms, the 3-day events, and they're wearing color and say, look, Lynn, I'm wearing color because of you. Fantastic. Thank you so, so much. So the power of red. One to win. Science says to wear more red. Winners wear red. Every color has the potential to impact people around you. But if you are looking for success and prosperity, you should consider wearing red. Red motivates and helps the wearer to take action and win. There is scientific proof that wearing red can breed success. A wonderful example is, was the lady in red only attractive because she was wearing a low-cut dress? No, she stands out because red brings out her confidence and makes her present as taller. Another example, and after 60 years of studying football teams in the UK, it was discovered that those that wear red win more matches. Red subconsciously boosts the player's confidence. And Tiger Woods wore red in all his winning final rounds. Also, men at black tie events who wear red ties are viewed as more successful. And a university professor was seen by students as having a higher confidence because he was wearing red Converse sneakers at his lectures. There you go. All data, all information, all relevant, and all speaking to the power of red. And we all know what I think of red. However, for those who don't like red, who would they be? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I mean, who are these people who don't like red? Blue actually has some association with winning, but white is the worst performing color. So if you're in a competition at work, whatever it is you're doing, don't wear white. So maybe it's time you added new colors to your Zoom room wardrobe and start making your career rivals see some red. An important note, even though I absolutely love my beautiful Joseph coat of many colors, self-named, please, really, please do not wear anything similar in your Zoom sessions. It would simply be way too busy and distracting. Much, much better to wear your favorite dynamic color, preferably with no busy prints, stripes, dots, etc. In my case, this orange top that I'm wearing. It is the simplicity of your color that ensures you make a connection with the viewer. The connection is so important. Color obsessions. I have to admit, I have an obsession, myself personally, with flamingos. I have many, many, many of them. Here's one. This one isn't named actually, but very beautiful. And I have Gus behind me. Hello, Gus. Yes, lovely, isn't he? Very charming. And then I have my, you can't see them, but I have pink flamingo pillowcases galore. And then to finish the look, I have a pink flamingo boa. What girl is not seen ever without her? To fall back on pink flamingo boa. Voila. So the question that I posed at one of my live events was, how can you help me heal from my flamingo obsession? But the problem is I don't want to heal from it, Or do you applaud me for my passionate love for such beautiful creatures? And what are your colorful obsessions? I'd like you all to think about this. And if you do not have any, make them up. What would they look like and even feel like? Remember how we said that you feel color more than you see it. What would they feel like? What would they actually yummy feel like? And come up with the meaning of them. So whether you have an obsession or not, embracing color in your life has been shown to uplift your spirits. Bright colors can evoke wonderful, happy memories from childhood. Think of all the different emotions that colors make you feel. Just by being more aware of colors in nature, It is absolutely impossible, even in these confusing and troubled times, to not smile and smile some more when you see that cornucopia of pure and simple, beautiful color. Even evolved thinkers talk about the importance of color in your surroundings. But on webinars, Zoom, etc., very often there is not a single color to be seen in either clothing or background. As I mentioned earlier on, Visifist, the colored coffee mug, but that is not accepted because it's dirty and you don't want that to be your object that people are focusing on. It should be you, handsome or beautiful or just enchanting you, and people will become connected to you. It's this elusive connection. If they are inspired by what you wear and they can't take off your eyes off you, you can guarantee they're going to feel connected. So I do hope that the 3 Zoom Room color elements I have described will provide solutions and alleviate your color pain. And I would be absolutely delighted, really, truly delighted to guide you personally through the steps to passionate Zoom Room color confidence. If you say yes to becoming so much more magnetic, then please click on the link below and I will zhuzh up your look with passionate color. In 2 hours, I will guide you through the liberating process of making you Zoom Room ready. Prior to the consultation, I'll provide you with a checklist of items to prepare. And I have reduced the price for this event because I just really, really, really am inspired to want to help people get that Zoom Room look together. I've reduced the price to $497 for the fabulous attendees of Tony Kaufman's, the wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful Tony Kaufman's Week of Kindness and Gratitude. I sincerely hope that you are now feeling a little bit more passionate about color, glorious color. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Bye-bye.